A decade ago, Raleigh was the kind of place you might pass through on your way to the beach or the mountains. You'd stop in, maybe grab some barbecue, check out a college game, and think, yeah, this is nice. But something's changed. Raleigh isn't just the quiet capital city anymore. It's moving with a whole new energy. The cranes aren't slowing down. Suburbs you barely heard of a decade ago are now booming, and people from across the country and the world are starting to say, Raleigh, that's where it's happening. And it's not just hype, it's real. Over the next 10 years, Raleigh is going to evolve in ways most people aren't even thinking about yet. So if you've been watching from the sidelines or wondering if this momentum is actually going somewhere, you're gonna wanna see what's coming next. If you haven't been to Raleigh in a while, you might not even recognize it. 10 years ago, you could drive through parts of downtown and find empty storefronts and quiet streets. Fast forward to today, those same blocks are buzzing with rooftop bars, boutique hotels, food halls, tech offices, and wait lists at the hottest new restaurants. And here's the wild part, it's just getting started. This growth isn't random. It's being fueled by who's coming here and why. The story of Raleigh's future starts with the people choosing to make this city home. Families relocating for jobs, investors setting up shop, and remote workers who could live anywhere but are choosing Raleigh. And it's not just for our four-season weather. At first, it was people from New York, Florida, and California. That was the first wave. But now, Raleigh's drawing global attention. Companies from Europe and Asia are expanding here. International students are graduating from our universities and staying put. Families are relocating for better quality of life. Why? Because Raleigh checks the boxes. Affordability compared to bigger cities, strong job growth, good schools, and the mix of Southern hospitality with global culture. So why does this matter? Because when international interest shows up, that's usually the early sign that the city is on the rise. These people do their homework. They're looking for long-term stability, business potential, and quality of life. And you can see it in the neighborhoods. Look at areas like North Hills, Downtown South, or Seaboard Station. Places where cultures are blending, businesses are catering to diverse tastes, and new communities are taking shape. Major infrastructure is catching up too. New highways, the commuter rail in planning, and RDU expanding its international reach. And with more international companies setting up shop here and global investors eyeing Raleigh's potential, this city is popping up on radars far beyond the US. Whether you're local or just discovering the triangle, here's the bottom line. Raleigh is becoming a magnet city. And when that kind of energy moves in, opportunity explodes. On average, 80 people a day are arriving, and they're staying for the innovation economy, our startup boom, the tech scene, parks, greenways, and cost of living that still makes sense. Not for a condo skyline. Although you can find that here too. But before I jump into that with you, if you're new here and new to me, I'm Brandy Nemergut with Life in Raleigh, NC. I'm here, boots on the ground, bringing you all the insights of what's happening in and around Raleigh and giving you those deep dives on neighborhoods or where you can live quiet like we do. So if you're moving across the country or just across town, our information is right here on the screen. We want you to reach out to us, and we would love to be your local Raleigh real estate team of choice. But it's not just luxury condos and shiny new projects keeping people here. Raleigh's also building a serious innovation economy. At NC State Centennial Campus, startups are collaborating with Fortune 500s. In RTP, tech and life sciences are scaling faster than most people realize. And downtown, you'll find founders and creatives working out of spaces above coffee shops or in new hubs like Raleigh Ironworks. This isn't Raleigh trying to be the next Silicon Valley. It's building something different, more grounded and more sustainable. Companies here aren't just chasing hype. They're solving real problems in biotech, fintech, AI, and clean energy. Talent pipelines from NC State, Duke, and UNC feed it, and investors are paying attention. This is what real innovation economy looks like. It's not loud, but it's moving fast, and the momentum, it's everywhere. And if you want to feel that shift, walk through Morgan Street Food Hall or Dix Park on a Saturday. You'll hear different languages, see young professionals building businesses, families biking, and neighbors hanging out like it's the most natural thing in the world. That is Raleigh right now. It's alive, it's diverse, and it's evolving fast. And neighborhoods, they're transforming block by block. 5 Points, East Raleigh, and parts of Southeast Raleigh are rewriting their stories with new homes, parks, and local businesses. Suburbs like Holly Springs, Clayton, and Wake Forest are exploding with planned communities that blend modern living with green space and charm. This isn't future potential. This is present tense Raleigh. And here's the kicker. People aren't coming just for tax breaks. They're coming because for the first time, the talent, the capital, the culture, and the lifestyle are all in one place. So if you're betting on the next wave of breakout cities, don't sleep on this one. Raleigh's building a real economy, one that solves problems, hires local, and actually sticks around. If I've got your attention right now, do me a favor, hit that like button and the subscribe button. Then let me know down in the comments, what neighborhood do you think is next on deck for the next new breakout? Because now that we've talked about who's moving here and what's being built, let's look at where it's all going down. Comeback neighborhoods like billion-dollar projects. Entire zip codes are being rewritten right now. Some of Raleigh's biggest moves aren't loud, they're unfolding quietly, reshaping the city one block at a time. Take a walk near Smoky Hollow downtown and you'll smell that sharp bite of fresh concrete mixed with the bones of old warehouses. This once industrial pocket now pulses with new apartments, co-working spaces, restaurants, and green plazas. Just a few years ago, it was overlooked. Today, it's one of the city's hottest live, work, play hubs, stitching the north end of downtown back together. Or look at Downtown South, a $2 billion project that's transforming 140 acres on South Saunders Street. What used to be empty lots and tired retail will soon be full of community with parks, apartments, offices, shops, and even a potential Major League Soccer stadium. This isn't surface level polish, it's city building at a massive scale. Head east towards Southeast Raleigh and you'll find empty lots being filled. Not just with cookie cutter builds, but with modern homes, townhomes, and community-focused projects designed to last. Parks like Dix Park are buzzing with life. Weekends are filled with families flying kites, neighbors sprawling out on picnic blankets, and concerts that transform wide open lawns into Raleigh's living room. Talk to longtime residents and they'll tell you it hasn't felt this alive in decades. This city is waking up block by block. Porches with peeling paint stand next to sleek townhomes. Sidewalks where none existed now guide your steps past corner cafes and craft breweries. Somewhere in those streets, Raleigh's heart is beating louder than ever. A little further north, neighborhoods like 5 Points and Cameron Village, now Village District, shows Raleigh's balance of old and new. Mid-century homes with original hardwoods are being updated with modern touches, but they still tell stories of decades past. Revived parks and walkable streets have pushed these areas back into the spotlight as some of the most desirable in the city. Walking these blocks, you'll feel Raleigh's past and future locked in conversation. The worn porches remind you of where the city's come from. The new hum of coffee shops, dog parks, and bike trails point to where it's headed. And if you want to know Raleigh's real future, don't just look at the cranes or the new towers. Look at places where the grit and the roots grow strong. Places like East Raleigh's Battery Heights, South Park, and even parts of North Raleigh, where suburban cul-de-sacs are now blending with mixed-use development. Change just doesn't announce itself with fireworks everywhere. It sneaks in with the scrape of a broom on a new sidewalk, in the nod from a neighbor across the street, or in the barista who already knows your order. Of course, growth comes with pressure. Traffic is heavier, housing affordability is a real challenge, and infrastructure is racing to keep pace. But Raleigh isn't standing still. Billions are being poured into widening I-40 and I-540, expanding Wake County schools, and planning the Triangle Commuter Rail to finally link Raleigh, Durham, and beyond. Parks like Walnut Creek Wetland Center aren't just green space, they're doubling as flood protection. New stormwater systems are being built smarter and faster to protect against the heavy rains that come with growth. So yes, Raleigh skyline is rising, but the real story isn't just about glass towers or luxury condos. It's about whether this city can hold up under the pressure. And right now, it's proving it can. Raleigh is building smarter homes, stronger infrastructure, and a lifestyle that blends innovation with community. And here's the thing, people aren't just moving here for jobs, they're staying for the soul. The kids riding scooters on the sidewalks of North Hills, Midtown Park, yoga mats rolled out at Dix Park, food trucks lining Moore Square, neighbors cheering together at a Carolina Hurricanes playoff game. This is the everyday heartbeat of the city. Raleigh's lifestyle is evolving, and so is its identity. Let's just say it's starting to turn heads far beyond North Carolina. After all the cranes, the new neighborhoods, and the infrastructure upgrades, you have to ask, what's it all for? Well, it's simple. People aren't just moving to Raleigh because it's more affordable than other big cities or because of its convenient location. They're coming because Raleigh is finally stepping into its own. The lifestyle here has leveled up, not in a polished, picture-perfect way, but in a way that feels authentic, grounded, and real. Raleigh isn't trying to be Charlotte. It's not trying to be Austin. It's writing its own story, one built on education, innovation, and quality of life. And people feel that. They're not just moving here, they're staying here, investing and building futures here. Raleigh is now hosting events that are putting it on a global stage. Everything from major tech and medical conferences at the convention center to world-class concerts at PNC Arena to international festivals that draw visitors from around the globe. At the end of the day, what keeps people here isn't just job growth or real estate appreciation. Again, it's the soul of the city. You can spend a morning kayaking at Lake Johnston, hit a Hurricanes game at night, and in between, grab dinner at one of our award-winning restaurants. You've got live music at Red Hat Amphitheater, festivals downtown, and weekend markets that feel like a community block party. The city is pulling in artists, investors, and chefs who see it as more than just a government town. It's becoming a cultural hub. Even the food scene has found its rhythm. From James Beard award-winning chefs like Ashley Christensen in downtown Raleigh to craft breweries in every direction to the growing list of restaurants in places like North Hills and Transfer Company Food Hall. It's not just great food, it's identity on a plate. And then there's the everyday stuff, the things that make people stay here. Kids on scooters racing through Moore Square, yoga mats rolled out at Dix Park during summer festivals, street murals spreading across downtown Raleigh's warehouse district, local bands playing at neighborhood spots along Glenwood South. It's messy, it's imperfect, but it's alive. Raleigh isn't just a place people move to. It's a place they begin to call home because of the vibe, the rhythm, and the soul. And that's what makes the next 10 years so exciting. The skyline will change, neighborhoods will evolve, but the fabric that makes Raleigh is only gonna get stronger. So here's your next move. Whether you're relocating across the country or just moving across town, we are here to help you find your perfect place that fits the lifestyle you wanna live. Just reach out to us. We would love to be your Raleigh real estate team of choice. Our contact information is right here on the screen. Give us a call, text, or email anytime. And if you're still exploring, that's perfectly fine too. Check out our playlist for deeper dives into Raleigh's neighborhoods and what it's really like to live here. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.